Hello kids, how are you all? I hope you all are staying fit and healthy. Please take precautions. So, as you all know, we have already completed with our syllabus. Okay, we have sent you all the video lectures of all the chapters with copy work. Okay, so today we are going to start with revision of history, chapter 1 and chapter 3. Okay, so you all must be having your history books. So, in this we are going to read about chapter 1, tracing changes through 1000 years revision. Now, what we have studied in this chapter? We have studied that what kind of changes took place from ancient to medieval. Okay, changes in technology, religious changes were there, and other discoveries, other changes were also there. So, in this chapter we are going to discuss a brief summary of this chapter through points to remember. There are several points which should be there in your minds. So, starting with point 1, okay. So, first point is maps shows the changes that happened throughout the years. Okay. So, what is the first point? That maps shows the changes that happened throughout the years. Now, what happened? See, there were several changes. Okay, there were several changes in the maps. Like I can give you example. Different states were there. Okay, different states were formed, and there was changes. Okay, first point was this. Second point is changes in the names of existing states. Okay. See, if we compare the maps of different years, we will find these changes in the maps. Okay. So, for the second point, I can give you one example. If we compare a map, then the Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Okay, a state is there in a map. You all must have gone through the map of India. Okay, Madhya Pradesh is there. In the earlier time, Madhya Pradesh was known as Madhya Bharat. Okay, what was the name of Madhya Pradesh? Madhya Bharat. And second, I can give you example of Uttarakhand. Okay, Uttarakhand. Now, what was the earlier name of Uttarakhand? It was Uttaranchal. The invention after it was renamed, it came to be known as Uttarakhand. So, you can see there was difference between the names of different states. Okay, in such way only there were several changes which was there between the maps. Okay, if we compare the maps of ancient period and today's period, there is a vast difference between the maps. Okay, now if we talk about the maps, the first map which was formed, okay, there was changes in the maps. Okay, we accept that changes. Okay, now changes in maps, but if we talk about the first map, the first map was formed in 1154. Okay, the first map was formed in 1154, and the second map, after several years, it was formed, and it was formed in 1720s. Okay, if you can see, first map was formed in 1154 and second map was formed in 1720s. Now, who formed these maps? Cartographer. Okay, you all can see the definition of cartographer on page number 1 on the right hand side. Mark it down. Okay, now who is a cartographer? A person who makes maps. Okay, so first map was formed by Al-Idrisi. Okay, who formed the first map? Al-Idrisi. Okay, again I am explaining you. See, different states were formed. What kind of changes we find in the maps? Different states were formed. Changes in the names of the existing states. I have given you 2 examples. In the earlier time, Madhya Pradesh was known as Madhya Bharat and Uttarakhand was known as Uttaranchal. Okay. Now, maps. First map was formed in 1154 and second map was formed in 1720s, and the person who makes map is known as cartographer. Now, coming to the second point, names given to a foreigner in different centuries. Now there was different names which was given to a foreigner. Okay, in Hindi foreigner the meaning of foreigner was Pardesi, and in Persian the language which was used in the ancient times. Okay, the rulers who used the different language. Okay, so the second language was Persian, and in Persian foreigner was known as a Ajnabi. Okay, in Hindi Pardesi, in Persian Ajnabi. Okay, and if you compare the meaning of foreigner with today's meaning, okay, in today's meaning, okay, let me explain you. See, I have already told you foreigner. If we talk about foreigner, okay, in Hindi language it was Pardesi, okay, and in Persian language it was Ajnabi. Okay, Hindi and Persian. Okay, these were the different languages, and this language was generally used in the ancient medieval period. Okay, now see, if we talk about the past, so who was a foreigner? Someone who don't belong to same village. Okay, according to the past, someone who don't belong to the same village or same culture, okay, he was known as a foreigner. And in present time, okay, if we compare the present meaning of a foreigner, in present foreigner is someone who is not a citizen or resident of a country. Okay, according to us, who is a foreigner? Someone who don't belong to a country, someone who is a part of some other country. So you can see the difference. In past, who don't belong to the same village, and in present, who don't belong to a country. This was the difference between the foreigner in the past and in the present. Okay, now moving to the third point, how Babur and Minhaj Siraj use the term Hindustan. Now see, as the meanings of a foreigner changed, in the same way the meanings of Hindustan also got changed. Okay, we will read this in answer number 7. Now, major religious developments during medieval period. Okay, religious development which took place in the medieval period. This I will be explaining you through answer number 3. Now, manuscripts. What are manuscripts? Manuscripts, handwritten book or document which gives detailed study of history. Okay, like through manuscripts only historians comes to know about the past. Miniature paintings. What are miniature paintings? Small sized paintings, and its size is like 7.5 centimeter to 10.5 centimeter. Changes in technology and other discoveries. Now, what kind of changes took place in the technology and what kind of other differences were there? Let me explain you. See, changes in technology and other discoveries. Okay, see, if we compare ancient to medieval, okay, if we see the changes from ancient to medieval, there were several changes. Like first one was, as you have read in the point, changes in technology. Okay, and this is for the difference. Okay, changes in technology and other changes and discoveries. Okay, other changes and discoveries. Now, what kind of changes took place in technology? See, Persian wheel in irrigation was used. Okay, Persian wheel in irrigation was used. Next one was the invention of spinning wheel. Okay. Next invention was, next change in the technology was spinning wheel, that was used in weaving. Third one was firearms in combat. Okay. Firearms in combat, that means बारूद के गोले, तोप, ये सब चीज़ें they started using in the wars. Okay. And what were the other changes? Other changes were religious changes. Okay. Like new idea of bhakti came, and I will be explaining you this in further answer. Religious changes were there. Okay. New food and beverages start discovering. Okay. People start discovering new foods and new kind of beverages. Okay. And emergence of caste system was there. Okay. Emergence of caste system. So such kind of different changes were there from ancient to medieval period. Like these all things were not there in ancient period, but when the changes came from ancient to medieval, okay, when we came from ancient to medieval, we found such changes in the medieval period. Okay. So coming to the next point, reading Persian and Arabic was difficult due to different kinds of handwriting. The Nastaliq style is cursive and easy to read, and Shikasti style is denser and more difficult. So according to the language which were used in the past time, okay, see, Persian and Arabic was there, and in Persian again two kinds of writing were there. Okay, difficult due to different kinds of handwriting, the Nastaliq style. Okay, and second one was Shikasti style. Nastaliq style was cursive and easy, like it was very easy to read, and Shikasti style was denser and more difficult. You can see the Nastaliq style on the left and Shikasti style on the right. Okay, you can see the difference between both the handwritings. Okay. Next, about Ziauddin Barani, chronicler who wrote his first chronicle in 1356. Okay, Ziauddin Barani was a chronicler and he wrote his first chronicle in 1356. Theory used by British historians and Indian historians in dividing the history of India. Now see, if we talk about historians, two types of historians were there. First one who belongs to our country India, and the second one was the Britishers. Okay, Indian historians were there and British historians were there. Okay, so if we talk about the Indian historians, they divided the history of India into three parts: ancient, medieval and modern. Okay, ancient, medieval and modern. And if we talk about, see, this is the same word. Okay, two letters are coming down. This is A and CIENT, ancient, medieval and modern. Okay, according to Indian historians, and according to British historians, again the history of India got divided into three parts, that was Hindu, Muslim and British. Okay, keep it in your mind, learn it on fingertips. Okay, two historians were there. Okay, British historians and Indian historians. Indian historians divided the history of India three parts: ancient, medieval, modern, and British historians again divided the history of India into three parts, that was Hindu, Muslim and British. Is it clear? Now open up your books everyone, have a pencil in your hand and start marking the internal questions. I am telling you the page number also. Open up your books, chapter 1. First question is, who is a cartographer? Open page number 1 of your book. Okay, open page number 1. You can find this definition on the right hand side. Right now, few minutes ago I have told you about this definition when I was explaining you about the changes in maps. Okay, so who is a cartographer? A person who makes maps. You can find this on page number 1. Here it is. Okay, cartographer. Question number 2. In how many periods British historians divided the history of India? Now for this, open page number 12. Page number 12. Open page number 12 of your book. Okay. You will find Hindu, Muslim and British. Last paragraph, second line. Okay. Page number 12. This one is the last paragraph and second line. Historians divided the history of India into Hindu, Muslim and British. Okay. You can see the answer here. Okay. Mark it down. Mark it properly. 2 questions are there. These are the internal questions. Now moving towards the copy work. Okay. Copy work, I hope you all must have done with your copy work. Now let me explain you the question and answers. So chapter 1 again, tracing changes through 1000 years. Very short answer type questions. Now what is archive? What is archive? An archive is a place where documents and manuscripts are stored. Okay. So archive is a place where manuscripts and documents are stored. Manuscripts and documents related to the history of India. Okay. Ancient period. Who was considered as foreigner in the past? I have explained you this on the blackboard. I have explained you this through a board. The term foreigner is used to refer to any stranger who appeared in any village. That means who was not a part of that particular village was a foreigner. Okay. Next, what were the major religious developments during medieval period? Now what kind of religious developments took place in the medieval period? Now what kind of changes were there? See, if we talk about the religious changes, okay, 4 kinds of changes were there. Okay, religious changes. So the first change was change in the idea of bhakti. Okay, first change was change in the idea of bhakti. Second change was new deities. Okay, so people start worshipping different gods according to their culture, according to their society. Okay, so idea of bhakti got changed, new deities were formed. Okay, then third change was construction of temples. Okay, construction of temples. The rulers who worship different gods. Okay, so in their kingdom they start building new temples of their god to whom they were worshipping. And the fourth change was Islam religion was introduced. Okay, Islam religion was introduced, and see, they start having Quran as their holy book. They start regarding the Quran as their holy book. So 4 changes were there. Idea of bhakti got changed. New deities, like people start worshipping new gods. Okay, according to their culture, according to their society. Construction of temples were there. I have told you the kings who were there, to whom they were worshipping, they start constructing the temples of those gods. Large, big temples. Islam religion was introduced. Okay, new religion, that is Islam, was introduced, and people start regarding Quran as their holy book. Now coming to the answer, let's have a read. The major religious developments during medieval period were the emergence of the idea of bhakti, first change. In Hinduism, the worship of new deities, the construction of temples led to the growing importance of Brahmanas. Islam religion was also introduced and regarded the Quran as their holy book. Okay, they started considering the Quran as their holy book. Now question number 4. List some of the technological changes associated with medieval period. Right now I have explained you this about the Persian wheel, spinning wheel and firearms. Okay, so what kind of technological changes associated with medieval period? The Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving, and firearms in combat. Okay, now these pictures don't belong to your copy work, just for your benefit, just for your that you should understand the answer well, we have put these pictures. Okay, Persian wheel is this and spinning wheel you can see. Question number 5, how were the affairs of Jatis regulated? Jatis framed their own rules and regulations, and these regulations were enforced by an assembly of elders. Okay, the head of their group, the head of their village, okay, known as Jati Panchayat. Several villages were governed by a chieftain. Together they were only one small unit of a state. Now see how Jatis were formed. Jatis were formed like they start like forest dwellers were there. Forest dwellers were asked to leave the forest and change and shift to some other place, and because of this they have to leave the forest because kings were using that area for agricultural purposes. So some forest dwellers became peasants and some joined some other categories, other kinds of work, and thus because of this social and economic differences took place, and after that Jatis were formed. Okay, you will be reading about this in the further chapters. Okay, now see how Jatis frame their own rules and regulations. Okay, see, a whole kingdom was there. Okay, a whole kingdom was there. Now in the kingdom different villages were there. Okay, different villages were there. Okay, now each village had a Jati Panchayat. Okay, Jati Panchayat, each village. This will be having other Jati Panchayat, this that. In total, if we see, this is just an example, there were total 5 Jati Panchayats. Okay, like which is headed by a assembly of elders. Okay, the eldest one in that village used to manage all the rules and regulations in that village. Now as a whole, okay, as a whole, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, total 5 Jati Panchayats will be there, and all of these were regulated by, like total 5, they were regulated by a chieftain. Okay, these Jati Panchayats were regulated by a chieftain. Okay, if we talk about each one of them, then each one of them was regulated by Jati Panchayat, that was assembly of elders, and together they were controlled by a chieftain. Okay, so as you can read in the answer, together they were only one small unit of a state. Now next, question number 6, what does the term pan-regional empire means? Now what does the term pan-regional empire mean? See, as we have read in the chapter, different dynasties were there, small dynasties people have performed. Okay, so among those dynasties, Cholas, Khaljis, Tughlaqs and Mughals, what they did, they start combining their dynasty and formed a big empire. Okay, that is known as pan-regional. The term pan-regional empire means the extension of different dynasties like Cholas, Khaljis, Tughlaqs and Mughals, which were able to build an empire spanning diverse region. different regions को span करके, expand करके उन लोगों ने अपना एक खुद का empire बना लिया. किन लोगों ने मिलके? Khaljis, Cholas, Tughlaqs and Mughals. Now question number 7, in what ways has the meaning of the term Hindustan changed over the century? The term Hindustan was used in 13th century. Okay, Minhaj Siraj, a Persian chronicler, used this term in a political sense. Okay, two were there, Minhaj Siraj was there and Babur was there. Minhaj Siraj used this term in a political sense, and Babur used Hindustan to describe the geographical factors of the subcontinent. Today we understand Hindustan as India, the modern nation state. They both use a Hindustan, one in the form of in the political sense and Babur in the geographical sense. Now see, what was the difference between both of their thinkings regarding the Hindustan? Okay, see, in this we are talking about the Hindustan. Okay, so this word was used by Menajeh Siraj. Okay. And second, it was used by Babur. Okay. So according to Menajeh Siraj, he considered it in a political sense. So why he considered it in a political sense? Because according to Menajeh Siraj, Hindustan means the areas of Punjab, Haryana, okay, and lands between Ganga and Yamuna. Okay, according to Menajeh Siraj, areas of Punjab, Haryana and lands between Ganga and Yamuna. And according to Babur, he used in a geographical sense. Okay, here he used in political sense and here he used in geographical sense. So he used Hindustan as the flora, fauna and the culture, okay, and the culture of people living there. So you can see the difference, areas of Punjab, Haryana and lands between Ganga and Yamuna, and he used in a geographical sense, that means the flora of that place, fauna and the culture of the people. Now coming to the next answer, what are the difficulties historians face in using manuscripts? In medieval period, manuscripts were written with hand and as a result there was small but significant difference between any two copies. The scribes who copied them introduced changes. As a result, historians have to read different manuscript versions of the same text to guess what the authors had originally written. See, let me give you one example. If we talk about Rabindranath Tagore, autobiography is there. Now, that is written by different authors. Okay. So, if we read the different autobiographies, we will come to know different things about Rabindranath Tagore. So, accordingly, different manuscripts were there and historians found it very difficult to find about the history, the actual things. Now, the last answer, question number 9. How did historians divide the past into periods? Did they face any problems in doing so? Historians divided the past into periods based on the economic and social factors. In doing so, they faced two major problems. Economic and social changes kept taking place, hence definite boundaries cannot be drawn. These periods give impression that there was no progress in the era when compared with modern era, which is not true. Okay. So, see what kind of difficulties they face. Okay. There were many difficulties they faced because they divided the history of India based on the economic and social factors. Now, why they face difficulty? Because these factors keeps changing. Okay. If we talk about economic factors, see, peasants were there. Okay. When peasants, these were the forest dwellers only. I have already told you previously, these were the forest dwellers who became peasants. Okay. Now, these peasants, someone will be having low profit, someone will be having high profit. Okay. So, based on their profits, what they got divided. Okay. Like economically they belong to lower category and they belong to higher category. So, and social, if we see the forest dwellers who don't belong to the, who don't join this farming activities, who don't join the peasants activities, they join some other activities, many activities were there, and for their livelihood they have to earn so they join sweeping and some other low category work. Okay. So, what happened? They came to be known as lower castes. Okay. So, these all were divided by the people only, but See why they face difficulties, because the peasants who are having low profit today might be in future they will be having high profit and they will be having low profit. So these kind of changes kept taking place. Okay. And when they will be having low profit, the peasants who will be having low profit, they will be, and the peasants who are not getting any profit from the farming activities, what they will do? They will join such works, because for their livelihood they have to earn something. So the peasants who will be having low profit will join these activities, and social, if we consider them as a socially, so they will belong to the lower castes. Okay, like in all these kind of changes took place, but these were not constant, or like these changes kept taking place. So it was very difficult for the historians to divide the history of India on the economic and social factors, because we can't judge the economic status of a person, and we can't predict the economic status of a person for the future. So because of such changes the historians face such problems. Okay. So this is your answer, and now we will be continuing with the history chapter 3 revision.